Hi and welcome to my channel Saute and Sante. Today we're making Khachapouri, which is also known as Boreg. It's a puff pastry filled with cheese and mint and then baked to perfection. You can also top it off with sesame seeds like I've done here. Let's get started with the ingredients. For today's ingredients you'll need puff pastry, your choice of cheese. I'm using Valbresso, but you can also use feta as well, mint leaves, an egg, and also a pastry brush. Let's get started. So the puff pastry is previously frozen, so you want to open it and take it out of its packaging so that it has time to thaw out. So as you can see, it's pretty hard and it's not pliable right now. So we want this to come to room temperature so it could soften up a little bit, so then it's easier for us to fold over. So I'm just gonna get these onto the cutting board, let them thaw out, and then we will get started. While we're waiting for the puff pastry to thaw, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's work on the remainder of the ingredients. So we want to take the cheese and put it into a bowl where we can go ahead and crush it. Not sure. So this is roughly around 4 ounces. You might need a little bit more. Let's do 6 ounces of cheese. Then we want to crush it with a fork. Once it's all crumbly, we can add our mint. That's probably like 1 teaspoon. And you can add however much you like. Yeah, that's probably a teaspoon right there. Next, we'll get our egg for our egg wash. I want to whisk this up as well. Let's check on these puff pastries. So now, as you can see, it's a little bit more pliable. We can definitely work with these. Traditionally, you would take the puff pastry, fill it with the cheese, and then fold it over and close the sides. But I want more bite-sized pieces. This puff pastry came with 8 pieces of puff pastry. I want to cut them in half and then fold them over. So I'll show you how you do that. So I'm going to cut it on a diagonal, but you can also cut it vertically. So we want to take our knife and cut it from corner to corner. And you want to work fast when it starts to become room temperature, or else it's going to start getting sticky and sticking to the surface. So once we have our triangles, we're going to fill them up with our cheese. And what I like to do is, because these tend to open, I like to take a little bit of the egg wash, put it against the edges that we're going to close the triangle. So, okay, so then we're going to close it like this. Make sure you push all the cheese inside. Okay, you want to press down. Then with your fork, you'll press down these edges so that it doesn't open. There we go. We're gonna get this onto our sheet pan that's covered with parchment paper, and then move on with the rest of the thing, with the rest of the puff pastry. I'm gonna get these going, and I'll see you when it's time to bake. So before we get these guys into the oven, we want to add our egg wash on top, so we can use that same egg wash that we put. This is going to make get the Khachapuris and Boregs like nice and golden brown. And I have some sesame seeds that I want to put on top of it. You don't have to, but you can also sprinkle some sesame seeds. It makes for a better or nicer presentation. So our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. We're going to get these guys into the oven. So I have these into the oven. I'm gonna monitor it. It's probably going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, but you wanna make sure that they puff up and they're golden brown. So once the puff pastry is golden brown, it's ready to take out. So these ended up taking a little bit longer, closer to 35 minutes. I would recommend increasing the temperature to 375 and monitoring it. You could probably decrease the amount of time it's going to take to bake by 10 minutes. Now that these are out of the oven, you want to take them off the sheet pan and put them onto a cooling rack or a cutting board for them to cool. And there's my take on Khachapuri. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share your comments down below. And remember, be happy, laugh often, saute, and Sante. See you next time.